hope y'all ain't got nowhere to go. I'm going to talk about this for a while. We've sat up here for about 2 months and talked about challenges and talked about stepping forward and talked about making plays, talked about taking care of the ball, talked about being tough, talked about being close but not being able to get over the hump, and talked about how these guys were not giving up. If tonight is not an indicator of the fact these kids have never given up this entire season, I don't know what is. They had opportunities to give up tonight. They had chances to when they build a lead and lose a lead and build a lead and lose a lead. But finally, they found a way to get the stops they needed. They found a way to get the possessions they needed. 30 of 32 from the free throw line. Took care of the basketball tonight. Made big plays. We need to make big plays. Couldn't be more proud. Just really couldn't. You know, we talked about in the locker room before the game that, you know, if anybody said to me that this game means nothing tonight, I'll probably slap them right through the mouth, because this game meant everything to us tonight. I mean, everything to us. And they played like it did. It meant everything to us as far as how hard we've worked, the equity, the sweat equity we had built up going into this game. They deserve to get this tonight. And regardless if it's just their second win in the conference, nobody can take this one away. And they're going to walk out of here feeling good about their accomplishment, knowing they put hard work into what they did. We were put in a tough situation when this whole thing began. Well, a tough situation when it got started. But they fought through. They continued to fight through, even in the face of so much adversity, whether there's injuries or losses or whatever. You know, they had to continue to battle through, and they did. And we didn't look at the scoreboard tonight. We didn't need to. Their hearts were in the way. We couldn't see the scoreboard.
Oh, yeah, 100%. With everything our team's been through together from the beginning till now, you know, all the adversity that came, that, you know, I mean, going along, like, being the last game of the season, like Coach Fincher said, it was us playing for each other, for the fact that we'd been through so much together. We deserved to get this win, so when we did it together, so. Oh, yeah, it was definitely really special. Like I said, with everything going on and the way things went this year with our team and the whole program and everything, you know, this right here is a special win for our whole team. And it being on senior night for me is just very, very special. So, like Coach Fincher said, like our heart was just, everybody's heart was just out on the court being together. We was just all on the same page, and we wouldn't take no for an answer. We just tough guys, 30 for 32 from the free throw line. That's big. Like, we shot a lot of free throws there at the end.
Tonight, David, from the time we walked in the locker room through senior night, there was so much resolve that you could see in their approach. And it was like they weren't going to allow it to happen tonight. You know, even when they got a couple baskets where we broke down defensively, we didn't stop. And they hurt us on the glass offensively, especially in the first half. We wanted to address that a little bit. We did a much better job in the second half of cleaning up their misses. You know, we forced them. There was a lot of contested shots they took tonight. We took away a lot of layups in the second half that we've been preaching about taking away. The difference was their resolve. I mean, it was just they had been through it so many times, and we always talked about, do you know how to win down the stretch? And we talked about having 4 minutes left in something special at that point. You know, and they made a run on us, but we answered the bell. They pressed us, put us in a different situation. We had a couple turnovers, but once again, Austin stepped up, made some huge free throws. JD did, made some huge free throws, and guys stepped in and contributed. We've talked all year long about having balance, you know, having contributors, you know, up and not having to wait for just John and Andrew to do something. Austin really raised himself up, and I thought Najee was as good as he's been, just locked in and dialed in, and you know, we got help from Jalen. I thought Jalen rebounded and played as hard as he's played all year long. He didn't have to score a lot of points to be effective for us, but he defended well. Did a better job on Delph in the second half. It was a low down low. But to answer your question, I think there's resolve the entire bunch. They played like everything was on the line tonight. And you think that's easy, taking a team that's lost 16 in a row and get them fired up one more time to play their last game, regardless of senior night or whatever? That's not easy. And it's a credit to these guys that they weren't going to quit.
I mean, I can't sit up here and say it's easy to come and be fired up after losing that many, but I mean, it's with our situation, there's so much more to play for. So that's what we came out and did. It wasn't hard. It wasn't hard to come out here and play for each other. That's what we just went out there and we did it, and as a result, we got the win. So
I think it's true reflection of how close these guys are together, and how much they enjoy being around each other. We had a shoot-around today. It didn't last very long. We had a shoot-around today, and I look up, and the entire team's just sitting down on the baseline, just sitting there, just hanging out. Weren't shooting anymore. Shoot-around was over with. And I think they just genuinely enjoy each other. And that, I think that helped, push it across because they weren't going to let each other down. And they've been through so much together that an overtime loss, a shot at the buzzer to lose, and been waxed a couple of times, but they just continue to come back, David, and it's a credit to them, and I'm just so proud of them. And I want to say one other thing: our assistant coaching staff that is here has continued to work as hard as they ever have. They work like we're playing for a championship tonight. Our scouting report was fantastic tonight. Tanner did a great job with that. Andre did a great job with our scouting report the other day. All the coaches, Pat, Cole, Evo, everybody that's involved, they just continue to work, man. And coaches want to play for people because they saw when they came in the gym that our guys were continuing to work. We weren't stopping. It'd been easy for us just to roll balls out and say, let's scrimmage a little bit and get out of here. But we didn't do that. And so I attribute to those assistants and our staff for what they did too.
They did a great job of keeping us motivated, keeping us trying to fight together, like not just the coaches and us, like us as a whole group, just like us being in it together. Like that's basically.
There wasn't a separation.
Yeah.
It was a we thing we talked about for the entire time. And when we lost, we lost. If we win, we win. And there was never a coaches put it on the players. We accept just as much responsibility for this as the players and probably more, because we got to put them in a position to be successful. And so once again, I think the reflection of what they did is the result of just a dynamic that was unbreakable tonight. The thing I would probably say to that is that's Mike Hill's decision, and we'll leave it to him with what he decides to do. I love this place. I love these guys. But at the same time, Mike's got to come in and do what he feels like is best for the program, and that's what he's going to do. So we'll meet together next week and talk about that and see what direction we go from there. I know one thing. Regardless of what happens, we walked out here with a big win tonight. Cracker Barrel's going to taste good tomorrow morning, too.